So there are two types of modifier, access modifiers and the non-access modifiers. Access modifiers are like public, protected, private, and default, whereas the non-access modifiers are like strict FP, final, and abstract. We have already seen about the final and abstract non-access modifier. So what does it mean to access a class? So it means that when we say code from one class, let's say class A has access to another class, that is class B. How it is possible? That either I can create the instance of class B inside a class A, or I can extend the class B inside a class A, right? Also that the members of the class would be accessible by the class A, okay? And access means the visibility, that how the member is visible to other. Okay, so member does not mean only that the variable as well as the method, but it also means the class. So if a class can't see class B, the access level of the method and the variable within the class B won't matter. That means that if the class B is private, okay, so then access level of any member which is specified in the class B, that doesn't matter. Okay, so class A won't have any way to access those methods and variables which are declared in the class B. So there are four types of access specifier in the Java, called private, default, protected, and public. Okay. So where they are applicable. Suppose if you have a class or interface, then private and protected are not applicable. Only the default and public is applicable. For the inner class, all the access specifiers are applicable. For the field means the data. That could be a constant or a variable, that we can have the data that is a private, default, protected, and public. Okay. For the method, we can have all the four access specifier, and for the constructor also. Okay. So now let's see the example so that you can get idea. I'm creating a new class, access demo. Okay. In this class, I'm declaring few variables, like let's declare the first variable integer, my default variable, okay, that is equal to 10. So guys, here let's suppose if I don't specify any access specifier, then by default it would have a default access, okay, which is mentioned in our slide. Let me show you. Yeah, this one, the second one. Okay, so this default means that if you are not specifying anything before declaring the either class or a variable or a method, that means that it is going to become the default member of that class. Okay, so this is having a default access. Then we have private, protected, as well as public. So let's try to see that. So let's declare few more. So let's declare the double my private variable like this is equal to 20. Okay, and here I'm going to declare it as a private. Okay, so here the access is the private. Okay, that means that this variable or this member will not be accessible from outside this class. Okay, whatever the class is, I'm going to show you that. Okay, then I'm going to have one more, that is protected. Let's say float, or let me have a string. My variable is equal to, let's say, ABC. Okay, and finally let's have the public boolean my. So we have declared four different variables. Okay, and same rules are applicable for the methods, right? Similarly, I can have the method in the class also. Okay, so now first let me show you that suppose if I'm creating a class like this, let's say class. Okay, and here I'm giving a name of the class, that is the access demo main. Okay, and inside this I'm going to create the public static void main method. Okay, and now let's try to create the object of this access demo. A is equal to new access demo, and here suppose if I will try to access all the elements one by one. Okay, so let's try to access the first one. So will the default variable would be accessible over here? Yes. Okay, the default variable would be accessible over here if I'm changing its value to, let's say, 30. Okay, it will allow me. So we can access the default member within a same package. Outside package, it is not possible. Okay, that I'm going to show you. Let me create a new class. Okay, right now all the classes are there inside the default package, but here let me create a package. I'm creating my package. Let's say I'm creating a package .in learn with path. Okay, and here I'm giving just a class name that is, let's say, access package demo. Okay, so here you can see that we have created a class in some different package. Okay, so here if I will try to do the same thing, that is let me copy this two thing. Okay, and if I will put it over here, I have to copy everything. Okay, just main method and the access demo. Okay, here you can see that it is not able to find out the access demo. Okay, I'm going to tell you that why it is happening. Okay, but right now let me fix this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to copy everything. So here you can see that what we have done, just we have put this access demo over here inside the org package, new package. Okay, and now I can import this particular class over here, like this import class. Okay, and now here I'm in the different package. What is my package name? It is in.learn with path, and I'm trying to access the member which is declared in another package. Okay, here in this case the default member will not be accessible. Okay, so that's why I'm getting the error over here. Okay, now another one, that let me have the private member. Can I access the private member? Let me try to check that e dot my private variable is equal to 30. Okay, so this is not possible, that the private member is not accessible outside class. Okay, the private member is not accessible outside class, so this is the error. Okay, same thing, that private member obviously will not be accessible outside the package also, right? So this will also give us the error. Okay, then we have the protected variable. Let's try to see that. Can we access the protected variable? That is my e dot my protected variable. Yes, the protected variable can be accessed within the same package. Okay, so protected member within a same package, that is possible. Okay, why I'm saying same package? Because these two classes are declared in the same package name org. Okay, right? I may require to change the name of this org. Let me change it. I created it my pack. Okay, so now there won't be any error related to the package. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so protected member within the same package is possible, right? This is showing me error. Let me correct this. That it says that it is a type of string, so here I must have to specify the string XYZ. Okay, now let's try to see this protected member is accessible outside the package or not. Okay, so I'm just putting it over here inside this. Okay, so protected member is not accessible to other package. Okay, this is not permissible, right? Okay, and finally the public variable. Yeah, the public variable could be accessible from anywhere. So here I'm just writing public variable is equal to 2. Okay, can access the public variable. Okay, this public variable is accessible from another package also. Here also we are not going to get the error, right? Now suppose if I want to access this protected variable in another package, how can I do that? So for that, what I have to do, I just have to create a subclass of that package, sorry, of that class. Which class? That is access demo. So let me create a subclass, class subclass extends. Okay, the class name is what? Access demo. Okay, and now here if I will create the object of subclass like this, that subclass s is equal to new subclass. Okay, and if I will do like this, that's s dot my public variable. Okay, I can access the public variable of access demo. Okay, where the access demo is, here it is. Okay, but still I'm not getting the access of the protected variable. What does it mean? It means that in the subclass, suppose if I have method, let's say void my method. Okay, and inside that method, suppose if I will try to access the variable, which variable? That is the my protected variable. Okay, so here you can see the access is possible. Like here you can set its value. Okay, so that it will be 40 let me check the type. That is, the type is string. Okay, so let me change it to XYZ like this. Okay, so here you can see that the protected member is accessible in subclass to other package. Okay, remember this thing. Okay, so let's quickly summarize all these things. So here that this field, method, and constructor, that all can have all this private, default, or protected, as well as a public access specifier. Now let's summarize that the private access modifier specifies that the member can only be accessed in its own class. Default, which is also known as a package private, that if no modifier is specified, that means the default access, which default access modifier class, field, method are visible within the same package. The protected access modifier in Java is little bit more relaxed than the default access. The class member, apart from being visible in the same package, can also be accessed by the subclass in any other package, as we have seen the example. The public modifier, in case of public access modifier, class is visible to all classes everywhere. Okay, so here you can see, so if the variable or the member is declared as a private, then within the same class it is accessible, yes, but outside the same outside the class, means subclass in same package, another class in the same package, subclass in a different package, another class in a different package, it is not possible. Whereas the public would have all the possible access. The default, that is the same class, same package in subclass, another class in the same package, the default would be accessible. And the protected, that is a subclass in different package. Okay, but not in another class in a different package. So this is a summary of the access modifiers of the Java. Now, the non-access modifiers can be accessible, like final can be accessible to class, data, method, local variable, and the method argument. Okay. The abstract keyword is applicable to class and method, and the static keyword is applicable only to field and method. That's it for this video.